What's up, guys? Welcome, Daily Theologians. I'm so glad you're here. This channel exists to equip and inspire you to share hope. Thanks for being here. The Muppets have gone completely woke. You're probably turn this off now, but you're not going to want to miss this. It is probably worse than you think. Check this out. So, with all the talk of inclusion and inclusivity and equality and all these things, the people that aren't feeling welcome are the people that operate in reality that God created and that recognize family is good and that God instituted the family, male and female, to have children and raise up godly people to point them to his redemptive work on the cross. Now, I say this because the Muppets came out with a doozy recently, and why they're pushing this on children is, in my opinion, over the line. Whatever line there was left, they basically just kicked dirt on it and then went way over the line here. So Muppets, be warned, this is not good. But I want to remind you, as I've said recently, that this disguise of critique of gender and family is a lie. It's not political. It's a religion of humanism. It is the religion of self, that you will be like God. It's really the oldest trick in the book. And wokeists and wokeleets, they worship self. They worship themselves, which is absolutely why people like the Muppets are doing this. Brace yourself. Just turn it off now. This is horrible. You will never be the same.
Our royal ball! We met the most amazing princess! But they ran away, and all they left behind was this.
Everyone, there's something I need to tell you. The princess who came to your ball tonight was me. I'm Gonzarella.
But Gonzo, why didn't Vu tell us?
Because you all expected me to look a certain way. I don't want you to be upset with me, but I'm...
Our royal...
So, he doesn't want them to be upset. Why would they be upset that their little friend, who is probably, 4 years old in this thing, 5 years old, whatever it is cross-dressing and pretending to be a princess? And not only that, ruining Cinderella in the process. Of course, this is bad. And it goes to show that they're trying to groom children. They're trying to just wear people down through attrition. And the next generation is going to see this stuff and think, no big deal. And there's really not a way to combat this. When you don't own the media and they're constantly dripping on children at school, and you're sending them to the school, and they turn on the TV and they're getting this here, and that's all that people are talking about, equality and fairness. But here's the secret. We don't want equality and fairness. If we got fairness and justice, we would all be in big trouble from God. We want grace and God's mercy and forgiveness because we as people have rebelled against a holy and just God. And the problem with this is it normalizes what is opposed to reality. It tries to normalize a religion that hates God and hates neighbors. This is not loving neighbor. This is not tolerance. This is intolerance. As Christians, do you feel more tolerated or less tolerated when this is the consistent narrative of everyone that you're full of hate and you're a bigot? I'm not a bigot. I'm not full of hate. I don't hate people. I want them to be made right with the true and living God, that they are suppressing the truth and unrighteousness. I want them to recognize their value and that they were created for more than just short-term temporary whims and their desire to chase these things and push them on children. As parents, we should all stand up and say, this is wrong and this is evil. And many Christians think, well, no, it's not our role to address current events because that's outside of the church. But you live in the real world, and to love God and love your neighbor, you have to speak the truth in love. And that includes the contents of the gospel, that Jesus Christ did two primary things in his ministry. First, he fulfilled the law perfectly as the God-man Jesus Christ. On the cross, he paid an infinite hell wrath debt that we deserve for breaking God's laws as criminals. He died and was risen on the third day. We must repent, turn from self and sin, and put all of our trust in his death, burial, and resurrection in our place. So that is, in a nutshell, the gospel, and that is man's greatest need. But if you allow them to persist in a position that is in opposition to God, then there is no ability. How are they going to hear the gospel? If you're told, well, this is my lifestyle, this is who I am, it's intolerant for you to preach against this. Well, it's intolerant of you to propagate this on neighbors. You see, there's no tolerance here. It's about truth and it's about reality. So let me know what you think below. Hopefully you bailed out long before we got to this point. But if you haven't yet, please take a moment and remember, to hammer that like button, like the 95 Theses. Thank you so much, and God bless.